Alright, so if whoever's watching, we're having some technical issues right now. I am going to go grab some, need to grab something, because I am going to go and solder some joints real quick. Alright, so I'm back. So I'm having some electrical issues on the south end of the layout, right about to roughly the north end. Right where the north end kind of, could say, starts. I'm having issues where the locomotive tends to, like, stutter. It speeds up, then slows down. It's frustrating, because, then you can't, it can cause problems. And like it was just doing, it just flat out stopped. But this is also a Q&A. Hello, Jack. But this is also a Q&A live stream, so I will be able to take some questions while I do this. I'm just getting a soldering iron out because I'm tired of having all these problems with the layout. So many electrical problems. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. Yeah. I'm trying to work on running the train. That you can kind of see that one in the foreground. The only problem is it's having some electrical issues, so I had to go grab a soldering iron. So I have to solder some joints real quick. So before I can run trains, otherwise it causes electrical issues and it's really impossible to run trains because they'll just stall out. This is hopefully going to be a quick fix because I have plenty of areas that need some solder work and it's just not going to happen all in the stream. But I do have some soldering iron, and it's going to, first time soldering, so I have to take a quick look at the manual. Alright, so there we go. Take this all over. Sorry about the delay here. It's just, I'm tired of having problems like this. It wasn't this bad earlier. Alright. You gotta go. So do you. Down there now. So the worst part of all this is just doing the actual soldering. I'm able to tell when and where there's losing power to the locomotive's lights will dim, and it just reduces in speeds like severely. Grab the stand. This is just a quick job because I figured out It's, two joints over here are the problems. So now we just gotta wait a minute for it to heat up. I'm really sorry about the delay. Just I need to get this done. It's been too long. Trains have been stuttering. It's just a pain. Right about there. So now it's just the part waiting for it to heat up. So this really doesn't have a temperature gauge. But when doing this, be extremely careful. Because, you know, hot tool, be stupid careful. So after a short delay, I'll be able to hopefully run a train. And when doing this, you're going to want to solder on the outside of the rail. That's where the flange isn't. And obviously, you solder the inside, which some people do, but then they have to file the whole thing down. Which, no thank you. If I can keep it to a minimum amount of soldering and like filing and all that, you better believe I'm gonna. So I'm still waiting for it to heat up. This is a bit of a process that takes time. Occasionally just giving a light gentle tap. But I'm not able to check chat right now, so let me just... yes, Wisconsin Rail Fan. This is... Feel free to ask. Yeah, the KCS, yeah. Really wish I could see more Kansas City Southern around here. But I do remember catching a couple of them lead-in. I think I'm not gonna just kind of try not wait around with all this. I'm just gonna go and try and run a train, not keep you all waiting. Oh, nice. I'm not going to keep all of you waiting right now. It's just going to take too long. But now I've got to make sure it's... Because it did heat up. I just don't want this thing, you know, burning the foam. So I apologize for that, but this is a process that you gotta go through. Okay, you can see once it gets around that corner and it's already dyed. Come on, baby. So I've been seeing a couple people that have been seeing the same trains as me. I'm not sure if it may have been you, but I'm not quite remember. But they mentioned me in their title. It was a short, like 30-car ore train led by an SB60. And he caught the same train, but somehow, for some reason, the locomotive was turned around. And I think I actually do have an idea on how to make this work. What I'm going to do is bring this train around and throw on a DPU. I don't really have any other CN equipment. I do, but not in operational condition. So I'm just going to take a Southern Pacific Dash 8 and hopefully when the one train locomotive starts dying, the other one will kind of push it forward through the dead spots for now. Yeah, 5414. Oh boy. You know, funny, I've seen 5414 sister unit, 5413. And I'm just going to give all of you a better camera angle, hopefully. A little rough there. So yeah, this is now the north end you're looking at. Sorry about this really kind of sad looking shell plastics hopper. That's a donation from a friend, and I have two of them actually. That my intent with them is going to be repainting them gray and turning them into DOWX hoppers, which I see in like every manifest. Well, the odds that we have the one with the same road number, because it's Walter's train line, the thing with that is, since it's train line, it's not going to be like Aether and Blue Box, or, Genesis, where they each have a different road number. They're all being mass-produced, not really mass-produced, but produced in more quantity over quality. So they're not going to really do all the details. That's your own problem to do with the details. See, I see my old temporary fix here is actually working pretty good. The only problem I have running these locomotives together is the GEVO, the CN GEVO, is a lot faster than the Southern Pacific, so sometimes they'll separate. But my opinion on the CPKC paint, think about it this way. It's Canadian Pacific paint, but then if you look at the cab of a CN unit, it's really just that, but instead of the red on CN, it's black. Instead of the white, it's yellow. I kind of like, I just prefer the CP maroon, not the maroon like the F units or anything, but like the dark red, the darker red color, you know. Which I decided to model instead of freelance. I'm not just doing freelance. I actually decided to go ahead with CN. So I'm starting to get rid of a ton of the non-CN equipment that doesn't fit my period of modeling, which is pretty common, but I'm modeling like pretty much nowadays. But honestly, I do really want to get Canadian Pacific in the old scheme when it was just CP. I want to get a -9 or a GEVO for them. I also you're making a CPKC paint. CP fading into KCS paint. Ooh, that's a good one. Like I think I can kind of understand what you mean. Almost like a CSX heritage unit type deal. Speaking of which, I saw it, got some footage of a DPU going through. I think it was on a manifest of a CSX like AC 4400. Ultimately, I'm definitely already planning on starting to put together like a proper roster here. Oh boy. I'm starting to figure out what I really need for a roster, like a proper Canadian national roster. And I'm gonna grab some containers real quick. But definitely I need a city rail locomotive. I want an Illinois Central SD70 standard cab, you know. And I especially would like, what was I thinking? Some KCS equipment and real rough with these containers. These, gotta get these all stacked up. But I really want a couple 53-foot intermodal cars. And I was at like a train show that I have a lot of regrets from. Because there was a bunch of scale trains, like 40-foot 2-bay sandhoppers there. And they were $10 each. They had Katie's and everything. But I really do wish I had got some. Because I could probably have negotiated with guys selling them. Probably got them down to like $5. Because you'd be surprised. Because I run some Union Pacific auto racks I got there too. And I was able to get them for $25 instead of $30. See ya, Wisconsin Rail fan. Alright, come on, don't fail me now. Man, I might actually have to do some soldering soon. If it does it 3 more times, I know I should probably just say if it does it 1 more time, I'll give up and solder. But I'm giving it 3 more chances. 2 more chances. Because, I mean, it's not like the locomotives have problems. These are, the Jibo is practically brand new. That's like a month old. Should not be having electrical issues. Southern Pacific, I got all oiled. I got the, make sure everything's looking good on the inside. So I'm not exactly sure what is happening here. And I think I might put a little special surprise on the end of this train. So many people don't know that I actually even own this, but it's a gift from the same friend that donated the shell plastics hoppers to me. Couplers are a little stiff on this thing, but it's a CNW-8 locomotive. A little close up as she goes by. Not really good stopping shot. But it's a dummy unit, unfortunately. But I mean, it still looks really good in tow as a DPU. It's an old Bachmann Spectrum unit, and I think it's safe to say it's my most detailed locomotive to date. However, I am doing a little testing on my kit bashing skills. And by that, I mean, I'm taking an old Lifelike GP38-2, and that was in Santa Fe paint, and this sounds really bad, but I managed to use staples to make grab irons. Like, yeah, staples that don't look half bad. It needs custom handrails, though. It's gonna need definite custom handrails, because it ain't got none. But I'm not sure how the powertrain's gonna go. But I definitely do need some Grand Trunk Western on this layout. There was something cool I picked up from the dollar store for like Dollar General for like $1, obviously. It's a cool 1953 Buick. Not exactly HO scale, but I mean, it's close enough that I think it would fit actually pretty well into the layout. The fun thing is, it actually does fit on the auto rack. An extremely tight fit, but look at that, it actually fits on the auto rack. So I'd say it's close enough to HO scale to be on the layout. And since this is a little layout update video, take you around. So this is a yard that I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to call it yet. So I'm looking into getting nickel silver switches still. And I'm going to get under table switch-ins. Right here's going to be a town. Obviously, I only have a fire station here. But I have a little project in the works. Some 1953 Athearn F units that I'm going to have say were donated by CSX to this little town, even though it's a CN operated sub. Some 1953 Athearn rubber band units. I've got 2 of those actually. Second one is elsewhere in storage. But it's gonna come. There's gonna be like a main road that comes here and goes all the way around. I'm thinking of maybe putting like a diner right here. It's really rough layout, but over there's my little live streaming setup. As you can see, very sophisticated. We got the office chair with the storage rack, my controller, my chat reading rig. Right, and we've started the chain. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm just realizing how orange it looks over here in the light, and how like white the light is over here, and how orange it is over here. That is weird. You can see it's like there's literally an orange hue over here, and then over here it's like white. That's weird. But continuing with the layout tour, right where all that stuff is, that's going to become a mountain. That there's going to be a second track around the top. That kind of, think like, if any of you know Eric's Trains, he does O-scale. I'm drawing inspiration from his layout, and it's going to have a giant bridge that runs around like almost above the yard right here, but then it goes like turns right here and goes over like through the town. Cause, then you can have like bridge watching shots, and it connects right back up there where there might be a small like yard or siding or something. But yeah, for those of you watching, I have this is my main channel, which is going to be, from now on, I've decided I'm going to have 2 channels. One of them's for the modeling stuff, like this. Once I get 50 subscribers, I'm going to start doing live streams through there. And I'm just moving up the tripod right now, getting a new camera angle. Who doesn't love a new camera angle every now and then? Because here we can have a little look down the south end, down towards the south end, I should say. And you can see CNZ08, Z108 snaking around. Alright, so I've got the stream froze a while back there. That's due to a low power notification. So I'm just plugging in portable charger right now. Gotta keep the phone charged. Yeah, if you haven't already, I'd like to encourage all you to subscribe. Not forced, but if you're watching, you enjoy the content. I like it because then you can get notifications about when I upload. But as I said, I have started a second YouTube channel. It's got 2 videos on it right now. I will be posting the link in chat. Because that one's going to be all for model railroading. And it's going to focus around this layout, really. So I'm going to be posting the channel link in chat, and I would like you, if you could, go check it out. So it's going to be a minute before I'm able to read chat, so hold on for a second. Alright, so I'm going to post the link in chat. And amazingly, the DPU idea seems to be working pretty good here. So I'll probably keep this going for about an hour, see how people join and go. But yeah, this is just so relaxed. I mean, I'm able to run trains now and all that. It's just, for me, it's just the thought of being able to run a train, you know, just go downstairs and have a layout that works. And tonight I want to, after the stream, I probably am going to hit the base of that mountain. I've got a giant 2 4x8 section of foam that I'm going to use for that. And the mountain's going to be helpful because I'll be able to carve out like a little section on the inside so I can put my controllers. And yes, I say controllers because, well, I intend on doing all this. And then I have the under table wiring to do, which, yeah, that's the part I'm not looking forward to. Because I know that takes some good time. But then I'll be able to do GCC too. So eventually I want to be able to do DCC, because then you can also go with and get nice sounds with your layout too. And if you don't know who Scott Rails is, he's done some pretty good videos about getting the DCC setups for your layout, how to do the switches, so you can switch between DC and DCC. Which is really helpful, you know. I really do know that Scott Rails is a really helpful guy when it comes to modeling. He does the repair videos, teaches you how to do that. Him and SMT are kind of the ways to go with this. train doesn't die over there. Get a little more juice. The small project I've got going on is I got this old Santa Fe Super Chief. Hello, Railfan Michael. But I've got this old Santa Fe Super Chief from Bachman. As you can see, it's got a really its wiring job is horrible. And I have a soldering iron to be able to fix it. But now that I do, that CN locomotive, that's a Walther CN ES44AC. It doesn't come with the detail kits or anything, but it's like $127 through the website Hiawatha Hobbies, which I'll also put in chat real quick. That's the website. Let me get the link for it actually. So I won't be able to read chat for a second. I don't know if this will be able to do the link, but I'll see. YouTube. Yeah, I really wish I'd be able to get some scale trains more often. And ultimately, I mean, you know, no doubt I will get some scale trains. The only scale trains I have right now is a CSX bi-level auto rack. Which is currently up in my room and in storage because I am intending on doing a review video about it for my second YouTube channel, which is also linked. But I have to admit, scale trains and Atlas are like, they can get their models almost dead on. The only problems I ever really hear about from scale trains is the A-end coupler is too low. So I'm going to be taking 5 points from the standards and operation category. 3023, is that the Wisconsin Central, I believe it is? Or no, that's 3069. Is it, is that one of the veterans units? In 3008, I'd like to get some CN Heritage units, but I also want to pick up a City Rail ES44AC. You know, the City Rails are they're pretty fun to see. And you know, if I am deciding to actually model CN properly, you can't have CN without City Rail. That's just ridiculous. The EJ and E. Yeah, I call it 3008 leading once. I think I was thinking of like 3223 as the veterans unit. Yeah, I've seen 2008 leading ones, and that was pretty nice. With the horn salute too. And I missed 3023 the other day. And that same day I missed the Wisconsin Central 3069 for, I think it was like the 5th or 6th time lead-in. Yeah, I know. Yeah. My friend's always like, you'll never really see City Rail leading. And then I go through my camera roll and send him like 7 shots of City Rail locomotive leading. And he's like, Okay, that's besides the point, and it was funny. But yeah, this is a really rough work in progress, because the where you're looking at right now, if you watch the train, it slows down the light dim. That section of track is like a dead spot. Still gets power and everything, but that's a problem that needs to be figured out. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's why you never see Ferromix leading either. They don't have PTC. You can never see them leading in the US. Yeah, a little fun fact I discovered when I had my friend over. So you can see right here, there's the main line right here. And then there's like the little crossover plus the little siding trap. The funny thing about that is there's a switch at the end. And you can actually do multi-track drifting on this layout. Thank you. Yeah, this layout, after this I'm going to solder the rails, get the power connections in this one area, plus like the rest of the layout updated. But I need to do that, and I'm going to add a mountain that'll allow me to put the second loop of track up. And I actually did used to have a 4x8, what you're looking at right here. You can kind of see, right here. You see this gap right here? That's the separation line of the old layout, how it used to be, the size. And there's a new layout, which isn't exactly a 4x8, but it was a 4x8, but it's cut at an angle. So otherwise, if it wasn't, I would be able to run bigger trains. And I've never really seen any Ferromix around here. I've seen like 3 Ferromix auto racks, and that's the only Ferromix stuff I've ever seen. And that's kind of funny. The blue box models. I watch Scott Rails, and he has a blue box dash 9. It's a BC rail, and the funny thing is, it was number 4642, and he's not like prototypical, which I totally for. Go ahead, collect everything you can. But I've seen the real 4642, and it's got a Canadian Comfort cab. So I rarely get out anywhere else to railfan. I railfan on the CN Waukesha sub near milepost 113. And it's cool because I have there's a guy who used to be subscribed to me, but I think he kind of quit YouTube and stuff because his channel isn't around anymore. He was like 8 miles south of me. And then I have a friend who's like 40 miles north of me, who also railfans on the Waukesha sub, but he gets out to railfan like Canadian Pacific. And he's really big on like Wisconsin Southern. And he's always like, well, if I get this locomotive, I'll be able to, I'll be able to convert it into Whamex this, or Wisconsin Southern this. Oop. First, train death. Neenah. I used to go past Neenah every now and then when we go up north. We don't go up, anymore, but we always would go up to Neenah, and I'd always be like, oh, well, I've got the heritage units app, and I'm like, why? There's always good stuff up here. And one day, I ended up spending like an hour up there at the track. I got there's a little concrete, or not concrete, gravel platform that I just sit on with my, technically I could be a foamer. You can technically class me as a foamer because I don't have an actual camera. But I have the tripod, I have a scanner, I have a phone that I use. And I saw the 3008 was like up there. And you want to know the dumbest thing my friend said when I told him what I saw the report said? The report said it was doing some switching. And he's like, 6-axles can't switch. And I'm like, yeah, they can. I've seen videos of big 6-axles doing switching. I've been to the Watertown sub once. Oh my. How am I just realizing this? I had my one Bond oil container, or like little liquids container, I had it upside down. So maybe that's why the container wasn't clicking right. That's kind of funny. I think, I'm not sure. It was near like Green Bay or something. I don't quite remember where it was, but I managed to get a horn salute from them, and that was pretty cool. I really wish I could get out and like I wish I could actually see more of the CN Heritage units. I mean, I've seen B and LE 901 and 910 trailing on a local, but it wasn't a close-up. It was literally, I was on the freeway, and they were like 100 to 300 yards away from the freeway. But I could tell it was BLE 901, 910. But what I really want is to catch 3069, because I missed it too many times. But I've seen 3 locomotives, like modernish locomotives of interest, which includes the 2008, the Illinois Central. I've seen Illinois Central 1001 and 1011, actual Illinois Central. And I've seen 8898, which I know it's really just another SD70M-2, but since everyone thinks it's kind of worthless to go out and see 8898, because it's really just every other M-2 in existence with the nose patch. It's funny because I managed to catch it with an SD75i, my favorite CN locomotive. I also caught 3223 or something, one. Yeah, I've seen plenty of videos of 6-axle switching. Yeah, unfortunately it wasn't leading, but instead I caught a SD75i leading, which I've started downsizing the old collection of trains, started making preparations for bringing stuff in that actually fits the era I'm modeling. And I really want to pick up an SD75i. So I mean, think about it. SD75Is are just beautiful locomotives. They're an SD70, but they just look more streamlined. Yeah, thank you, Railfan Michael. But ultimately, if you look at Hiawatha Hobbies, that's where you should start doing your model trade buying. Not sponsored, not sponsored. Rare catch. My rarest catch is GECX 2040. Just by curiosity, is it the Athearn Genesis? Is it the Athearn Genesis SD75i? Because I'm looking at, if you look at Hiawatha Hobbies, They have an Athearn Genesis SD75i. I think it's 5701. Hiawatha Hobbies has a website, but their in-store is like really cool. Athearn Genesis, yeah. But I might genuinely be buying one next month because I really want an SD75i. I also need some modern tank cars. I amazingly have none of those. But for, I think it's $170, you can pick up Athearn Genesis, like yes, Genesis SD75i with the box, like brand new in box. Like Hiawatha is the place to go if you want to find good deals. Because that's where I bought really any of my newer stuff, except for like a couple things. Like 5 items is from Hiawatha. And instead like the almost like $198 at these intermodal cars, the set of 5. They're usually like $198. But I managed to get it for like $110 this unit. Yeah, if you're ever looking to get some newer stuff though, I'm not kidding, Hiawatha. I picked up a couple boxcars that I'm working on getting a review video out for on my second channel, which is, I'm going to pin the message real quick. Pin message. I just pinned the message with the link to my second channel. I'm going to start doing all the models on there. I'll obviously still post like a few shorts with the model trains, but I won't do any like the long-term videos like I did. Those are all going to be on the second channel. But Hiawatha Hobbies, I picked up 2 60-foot box cars, the high cubes. I picked up a Patch T-box and a CN DWC box car. Ooh. Come to think of it, I'm thinking about, it's not the most impressive, but I started really rail fanning like almost a year ago, almost a year ago actually. And I caught one that had 2 NS Norfolk Southern meters, I think both DC to AC conversions or something, whatever Norfolk Southern does. And I think what was trailing next was a City Rail locomotive, then a grain trunk Western locomotive GP38-2, followed by the BC Rail C44-9. And yeah, I'll be able to run something else. All my other cars are upstairs, so it's going to take me a second to go get them. But let me clear a yard track real quick so I can kind of do some switching and just kind of shove these into the yard. That switch needs to be thrown. That one unthrown, that one unthrown. So yeah, I'll get something else on. Just give me a second. Alright, so we'll just take these both off. Alright, so that needs to be reversed. Because yeah, this layout, it's really just one loop right now. And I think the locomotive died here, so I'm just kind of carefully, I never really recommend doing this, but just kind of carefully take it and shove the thing back and then just re-rail the locomotive. Yeah, I need I need 2 nickel silver switches to complete the main line of all nickel silver track. But I will be right back with some other cars. Alright, so I'm back with my selection of cars. And I didn't bring everything. Oh, Sioux Line Jeep 38. Yeah. I really want to go down there because I know you're talking about Bensonville. Everything good, like Sioux Line and such, seems to be down there. But I've also got these 2 box cars. I haven't filmed a video yet. Yes, I know. I already taken them out. But they are a fun run. And this manifest will look rather, say the least, bland. Seeing as I really have a lot of stuff put, like, all boxed up right now while I'm doing the layout rebuild. Which has been like a couple month long experience already. But I will get you a different camera angle once I get the train all set. But I have 2 auto racks. 2 auto racks that are from a train show I bought. I was talking about them earlier. I got them both $25 each. They're old Walters Proto, I think. Or Proto 2000 or whatever. Really older versions. And I just need to figure out how I'm going to do this real quick. I'm actually going to go grab something real quick. So I'll be right back again. Testing out a little thing I've got here. It's a little device holder. Yeah, a lot of my stuff has to go in boxes when I decide to film review videos. This didn't really seem to want to fit. Yes, my phone is too big to fit in the device holder, which kind of sinks. Yeah, it's not going to work. Dang it. Let me just figure out. I just need a good spot. This is more hassle than it's worth. I'm just gonna turn the train, put the locomotive on the other end. It's just not working out. I don't have any real good camera angles right now. But I'm gonna keep the DPU just kind of, not because I really want to, because I have to. Because otherwise it dies in the back corner. You know, maybe I'll try it without. I do not like how that boxcar is leaning there, though. Alright, so let's test her out. I think it's going the wrong way. Is it? Yeah, but the one leg is kind of messed up right now. I don't know if it's frozen over there. It's frozen on my end. It's frozen on my end real quick. Hang on. Oh, and it died. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... I'm not sure what's going on, why it's all frozen right now. Dang it. We've already had one derailment. Atlas car's unfortunately going to have to come off for now. And why are you already derailed? Probably because we got a locomotive dragging. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a little odd configuration. But I decided I might as well run the locomotive long hood forward. You know, it's an interesting way to run it. And I apologize for the manifest looking not really great, but I do need some more. I need hoppers, tank cars. I really just need more ways to make the whole thing look less the same, really. But whoever's watching out there still, it's yeah, it is ultimately. But I'll probably keep the train going for like 5 more minutes and then probably call it a night with the live stream. Like I said, I wanted those rail joints soldered today. Now I got my soldering iron out. Get that taken care of. Yeah, and you know, something that kind of annoys me is the manifests around here are all the same. But then when you look at videos, I watched like Scott Rail's rail fanning videos when he's up in Canada. And they run the 86-foot Autobox cars. If you know what those are, the 86-foot, they're not like auto racks, but you can like drive the car in. They run those up there, but they don't run them down in America, which really annoys me. Cause, you know, I almost bought one of those box cars at a train show, but I would have, but the guy selling it was wanted 25. I really did kind of pull a Facebook Marketplace on the guy and do a real low ball offer. He wanted 25, and it had the box, it had knuckles. Well, both knuckles looked good, and it had metal wheels. And I tried offering the guy like 15 for it, but I ended up not really sure why I bought a snowplow, but I did. So yeah, I bought a Milwaukee Road snowplow, and it's cool, but I kind of wish I didn't. And I went and got one of those scale trains hoppers. Hello, SP4449 fan. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you around. It's just one of those nights where we're running the train. The camera angle's a little high, but. And it's just how it is sometimes. I think I really do want to put that C&W locomotive on the back end. This again, have both my Dash 8s as DPUs. And it's a Bachmann Spectrum locomotive. So I mean, I want the motor for it, but it probably also wouldn't run great. I mean, yeah, Bachmann. I don't hate Bachmann. I'm gonna tell you one thing about them, and that's that their shells are like the shells and body of the locomotive are beautiful. But then the only problem is the functionality of their locomotives. I want to come out and say it, are terrible, like awful. And I know I'm speaking this from first-hand experience. This F unit right here is a Bachmann, like for a starter set. The shell is beautiful on it, but I'm not even making this up. This thing once started on fire when I was trying to run it. It's that bad. And I have not seen any of the Blue Devils, unfortunately. That's something I really want to see. But I've seen two, oh boy. We had a decoupling, and it's what I'm not a huge fan about the CMW. It decouples a lot. It's now on the front end of the train when it's supposed to be on the back, and it's got a lot of coupler play, so I think that's our culprit. But it just, CNGvo may or may not just slammed the back of it. Yeah, I got this secondhand from a friend, that locomotive. Oh, no!